Welcome to the Pivot Experience, and on today's episode, we're going to be talking about the language of success. We all know that success comes in different forms, but here are three things that I think all most successful people have in common. One is confidence. Two is good habits. Three is emotional intelligence. Being confident is a big part of success because it starts with the belief that you have in yourself. How do you interpret confidence? Here are a few things that I consider when I think of confidence. One, knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. Confidence isn't all about being aware of what you're good at, but it's also about being aware of the things that you can improve upon. Understanding what you're good at and understanding how to leverage those things that you're good at. So, thinking about what your strengths are, and then how do you leverage those on a day-to-day basis to drive your desired outcomes and drive your desired results. How do you look at you could be good at you could be computer savvy. You could be good at relationships. You can be good at talking to people, identifying problems, developing solutions. How do you number one, do you understand what those strengths are? And then number two, how are you leveraging those strengths in the workplace, at home, at church, or whatever organization you're in? How are you making best use of the things that you've been gifted with? Number two, understanding how to sharpen your strength and stay relevant. A lot of times, most leaders rest on the fact of what they were good at last year or what they were good at 2 years ago. And in the marketplace, especially now during the internet age, the market is continuing to grow. Technology is continuing to get better. So us as leaders, us as people who are seeking success, we have to continue to think about how can we continue to sharpen our skills and get better, so we can continue to be relevant in the workplace. Being confident is a big part of success, in my opinion, because it starts with the belief of yourself. It starts with how much you believe in yourself, and what you believe you can do. How do you interpret confidence? Here are a few things that I look at when I interpret confidence, or how I define confidence. Number one is knowing your strengths and weaknesses. Confidence isn't all about being aware of the things that you do good, but it's also about being aware of the things that you can work on. And so, how do you leverage your strengths, and then how do you identify either a plan of action to make your weaknesses better, or how do you partner with other people who are stronger in those areas that you're weaker in? Those two things play a big role in how confident you can be, because number one, when you have a keen understanding, or you have a good understanding of the things that you do well, you can operate in those talents and in those gifts to the fullest. When you understand, say, hey, I'm great at identifying problems and creating solutions. I'm great at identifying future leaders, or identifying people who have talents that they may not realize themselves. And so once you tap into what it is that you're really good at and really start to leverage that, I think that plays to your advantage in building your confidence. And on the flip side of that, understanding where your shortcomings are, and then aligning yourself with either a plan of action to try to help build those weaknesses, or B, aligning yourself with other people who have those strengths in the areas that you're weaker in, definitely plays a big role in boosting your confidence. Number two, the second area that I look at when it comes down to confidence is how good are you at communicating your story. How good are you in articulating to other people the results that you have generated? Are you good at identifying where you are, versus where you've been, and then what plan of action that you've put in place in order to achieve those results? Most confident people can articulate what it took to get to where they are. And so that helps other people understand your journey, and it helps other people become successful, because they have a roadmap that they can directly emulate, or they can adjust and emulate to be able to attain their level of success that they want to obtain. The next thing to look at when you're talking about the language of success is, what does your habits look like? Success isn't one big sweeping thing that happens, or one sweeping action. It is the sum of a bunch of small things done well. So this really speaks to what habits do you do daily that contributes to a successful lifestyle, or generates a successful result. And so here's a few things that I would implore you to consider when you're thinking about your habits. Number one, how much time do you allocate to self-improvement and growth. No matter what your position is in life, or where you are in your leadership journey, the path of leadership is ongoing. And so you should, the moment that any leader or anybody who holds a position organizationally or at home stops growing, that's the moment that everything else stops too. So if you want to be successful, not only for a moment but for a lifetime, and to be able to sustain a level of success, you have to adopt a certain level of self-improvement or self-development plan, whether that's reading books or listening to podcasts or watching shows that are geared towards making you a better person and improving your ability to be able to lead effectively and to grow in your success. The next item to consider when it comes down to your habits is, how do you prioritize your time? Do you make time for the things that are important to you? Do you understand how to prioritize those items? Taking a self-assessment of the things that are important to you professionally and personally is very important, and then more so, how do you allocate time to those items will drive how successful you will be. The third item to consider when it comes down to your habits is, what systems do you use to stay organized? Do you use your smartphone? Do you leverage the calendar and the to-do list and the digital assistants that come on most smartphones? And I tell people all the time that I work with, you have a mini supercomputer in your pocket. Why not leverage that item to help you be more successful and aid in your success? I also tell my people, like, your brain only has so much memory, and you only have so much space on your hard drive on your brain. So leveraging other supplemental items like your tablets or your smartphones definitely can help you in the area of creating good habits, because it'll keep you consistent, and it'll keep you reminded of the things that are important to you. And the last element of the language of success, but certainly not the least, is the ability to speak in the area of emotional intelligence. Why is emotional intelligence so important when it comes down to the language of success? Number one, emotionally intelligent people know how to read the room. And so when you understand how to leverage your emotional intelligence, you'll be able to walk into a room, or you'll be able to exist on a shift at work, or you'll be able to be at home and understand the tone in which the people that you're working with or hanging out with or being around, what type of tone they have, by reading their body language, looking at their general mannerisms, checking for their facial expressions. All those things play into your ability to be emotionally intelligent. And every leader, every successful person has to have some degree of emotional intelligence in terms of understanding how to navigate through those rooms where there might be adversity, or there might be tension, or there might be some type of disconnect between you and the people that you're trying to approach, or the people that you're trying to connect to. So understanding your emotional intelligence level, and then understanding the temperature of the room is wildly important to your success. Being empathetic can lead to deeper relationships, which then can lead to larger results in your life. And so leveraging your emotional intelligence will give you cues in which you should leverage being empathetic towards the people around you or the people that you work with. So leveraging your emotional intelligence will allow you to express moments of care, to express moments where to help other people see past their issues or see past their calamity. And then you can use your own personal experiences through the lens of being emotionally intelligent to be able to connect with those individuals. And when you have a higher connection with people, you tend to generate bigger results together because you're more connected and you're more synergized. There are definitely several elements to the language of success that I might have not covered today, but these are a few that I believe that are important. And I believe that if we were to wrap our arms around these few concepts, we can definitely make a difference, and we could definitely make change in the course of our success in this lifetime. I definitely want to end this show by giving a shout out to my family, to my wife, to my kids for always supporting me and giving me the opportunity to be able to be active in this space. I don't take for granted, the time that I am spending doing this work, exploring a different gift that I believe that I have, and I appreciate my family support in that endeavor. I want to implore you guys to like and subscribe to this channel if you like the content that's being here, and turn on that notification bell to be notified when new episodes are coming. It's my intent to release at least two episodes a month. I'll also like to just, if you think this content is beneficial to someone that you may know, definitely reach out and share this video or this recording to them. And as always, love who you are, love what you do, and press forward towards being the best version of yourself. I'm out.